Hello and welcome to YesterYears Mac Games, where today we're looking at something very off the radar. This is Duck City, a collection of small games wrapped in a duck-shaped package with a few extras on a CD and sold boxed sometime around 1996. I'd never heard of it before coming face to face with this big gormless duck on eBay, but it looked pretty familiar. I soon realised it was created by Alan Snow, who had previously been responsible for P.A.W.S, a dog-themed entertainment title that had been bundled with my old Performer 5200, and has the same art style. Alan's most prominent work is probably the book Here Be Monsters, which got turned into a movie in 2014. The copy of Duck City that I picked up, I believe, is complete. The box contains a squiff holder for the game's jewel case, a promotional flyer promoting Duck City merchandise, with the photograph offering an idea of the title's target market, some stickers to put on the keyboard to help remember what buttons do what, a registration card, and the game itself. Duck City is multi-format, advertised to work on Windows 3.1 and 95, alongside macOS, merely requiring a 68040 or PowerPC processor, as well as 256 colours, which I'd forgotten to set my Mac to when I first tried to boot it, and got a rather interesting message. Click and play? Ooh, well, I wasn't expecting anything particularly advanced here, but this particular engine, for those that aren't familiar with it, is a consumer-level application that let pretty much anyone put together rudimentary games without actually having to learn how to program. See my video on that for more information. So that more or less set the expectation for what this would be like. Indeed, the 6 games contained within are probably better described as activities. These are selected on the main screen by walking the duck around Duck City and entering the various buildings. So let's take a quick romp through these now. First off then is Duck Lab, where you walk on some levers in a specific order. That's about it for that. This farming one sees you pick up cabbages and give it to a slug, which grows and grows and then wins a prize. The only prize I've ever given a slug before is death, so I suppose this was a new experience. In RoboDuck, your task is to hoover up the slugs and stay away from the centre of the screen until you have enough. Then rescue your pal, who seems to have become their hostage. This racing one's quite fleshed out. You line up with some others on one of 3 different tracks, but it all goes downhill upon starting. The other racers don't have any racing AI at all. They bounce around for a minute or so, and then just disappear, leaving you on your own. The other 2 courses add a bit of variety, but really don't have much going on in them either. There are hazards to avoid in the water one, and you can jump over a canyon in the 3rd. The 5th activity takes place in a hairdresser. You can dress up a pig, windmill a dog, and cut a duck's hair. Finally, there's a basketball activity. Shoot hoops and quack a lot. The duck's animations cycle each time you do this. And yeah, that's about it for the Duck City application. As far as these sort of things go, I have to say, there's certainly a lot better out there. If you're looking for something with this sort of visual, P.A.W.S is a better bet. Obviously, Duck City was made with a young audience in mind, and a child's creativity could no doubt have made the activities come across as a lot more fun. The CD does, however, have a few other odds and ends on it beyond the game itself. This includes images to print, which can be coloured in and stuck places, a couple of images that could be made into desktop backgrounds, a few utterly contextless sounds, some After Dark screensaver modules, which don't work with After Dark Deluxe. You'll need an earlier version than what this system has here to see what these are like, and a 4-minute or so QuickTime animation about RoboDuck. It's a bit random, but kinda cool. Early CGI does have a bit of a charm to it. All these things do help make a more complete package out of Duck City, and are a welcome addition. So, ultimately, Duck City is an interesting little curio. Take it for face value, and it may be of mild interest for a while, particularly if you remember it. There isn't really, however, any long-term value in this. There are better activity centres out there for Mac, and there are better duck games. I'm particularly fond of, Duck Game. Nevertheless, I've shared the disk image with Macintosh Garden and Macintosh Repository, and it's already on the Internet Archive for anyone that might be curious or nostalgic. So that about wraps things up for this edition of YesterYears Mac Games. Do share your thoughts in the comments or on the Twitter. I quack away at YyersMG. For more Macintoshery, why not check out one of my other videos, and subscribe to keep on top of new content. Thanks for watching then, and see you next time.